Hey everyone, John here with FEYNLAB, coming to you today with another how-to video on our exciting new Pure Rinseless V2 and all the gadgets and gizmos that make this thing happen. So what we're going to start off with is first just your wash media. This right here is our wash mitt. The only reason I don't use this typically is because it has 2 sides versus a towel. It actually has 8 sides. So what do? Is you just take the towel, fold it in half again, and boom, you have 8 clean sides to use on a car. I'll show you that part later on in the video, but these are the 2 different types of wash media that we would recommend for doing this rinseless method. Next, we have this is called a dirt lock. You may have heard of grit guards, but we actually like this technology better because it does keep the dirt below the actual grate itself. It actually can be demonstrated if you blow through it and flip it, blow through it again, you'll see that it does keep everything below the actual grate. And then the next thing we have is these awesome drying towels. What I love about these is just one towel can do an entire vehicle. We do have some different sizes. This is our big one. The smaller ones are our gray towels, and you would probably need about 2 of those to do a vehicle. And then we have our Pure Rinseless V2. Thanks to all you guys' feedback, we were actually able to improve the formulation. We're going to talk more about those changes in another video coming up, but that being said, let's get to the application. So these bottles are made to fill. They actually have a line on them, so you just fill it to 1 ounce and boom, you're ready to fill your bucket. All right, so now that we got the bucket filled up, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull the vehicle in and show y'all how to do a pre-rinse and the rinseless wash. So let's get that started. All right, so the first step I like to do whenever I'm doing the rinseless wash method is treat for the bugs. So what I do is I mix up a little pre-rinse. I usually do 1/4 ounce to 1/2 ounce into a 16 ounce to 32 ounce bottle. And that way I'll pre-soak these bugs before I ever get started to kind of rehydrate them and loosen them up for us. So I'll just go like that, pretty much just drench it with a pre-soak, and then just let it sit for 30 to 45 seconds before you ever even get to touching it. You can already see some of the bug guts and stuff are starting to loosen up already. But that being said, just spray it, let it rehydrate the bug, and then after you're done with the full front end, give it like 30 seconds or so, and then get back into the rinseless method. All right, so after I've let it sit for about 30 to 45 seconds, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get out my towel. So anyways, what I'm gonna do is fold the towel in half, fold it in half again. What you're doing is wring it out, but not so much that you wring out all the solution. What you want is a good weight in that towel so you have plenty of cleanability. What you're gonna notice is the bugs, now that we've kind of pre-loosened them, you don't wanna push hard on the surface. What you're wanting to do is just barely glide that towel over there so you're not doing any kind of wash-induced marks or anything like that. If for whatever reason, if you have a stubborn one, just lightly wipe it and just leave the solution there and come back to it in say 30 seconds or 45 seconds after that. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna finish up on this bumper real quick, go ahead and finish out the rest of it, and then I'm gonna show y'all how to do the rinseless on the rest of the vehicle. In our area, we have something called the love bugs, and man, they are one of the most dreaded bugs out there, and that's one of the reasons why I'm pre-soaking this thing. So you can pre-soak all leading edges, pretty much the front bumper like I've already shown you, glass, mirrors, whatever leading edges you have to kind of help loosen those things up before you ever get into the rinseless part of this. All right, so now that I've got it pre-soaked, we're gonna go into the wash method. I am right-handed, so typically I would start at the back and work my way this way, but I'm just gonna do this for demonstration purposes, pretty much starting from the top, working my way down. The reason you do that is because the lower panels typically are dirtier than the upper portions of the panel, so that way you don't wanna get your wash media really, really dirty and then drag that up onto your paint. So what I'm gonna do is just come back to this. Every time you're doing this, just check to make sure. I'll show you, make sure that you have a clean side available. So whenever you're moving from one panel to the next, so say I finish this panel, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip to a clean side and move to the next panel. And this is all you're gonna do, is pretty much go straight to the paint. I know that's gonna be really weird and difficult for some people because rinseless technology is something relatively new to the market. It's been out for about 10 years or so, but it's newer to some people and not everyone has used a rinseless wash before. So this right here going to just dry paint is something relatively new to people, one thing you cannot do is take a rinseless wash and use it on, if the lower sections are really muddy, do not just take this towel and wipe across it. You will scratch the vehicle. What this is made for is somebody that's at their apartment or a vehicle that's not that dirty. That's what this situation is made for. But if you sit and take this and drag it directly over a lot of mud, it will scratch the vehicle. So just be aware of that. If for whatever reason the lower sections of the panels are dirty, go ahead and pre-soak those or get them out of the way like a self-serve. As you can see, it's removed a lot of dirt. So this is why you would want to flip to the clean side on your next panel like that before you start moving into the next one. So you're not dragging that dirt onto the next panel, and it gives you clean sides every single time. Next time, just work from the top down, all the way down to the bottom. After that, you're just gonna come to the drying method. The good thing about this is actually leaving the same protectant that's on it during the wash process is still on it during the drying process, which is something really, really cool and unique. It's leaving the same stuff that's protecting the paint during the wash application on there for the drying application, so that way you're not scratching the paint. Next thing is, I'm just gonna, now that the solution has sat on the bugs for a little bit, come back and just wipe them. Some other things I wanted to go over is other safe areas for this type of solution. So after you're done completely with a vehicle, say you're maybe in California or in an apartment complex, you don't have access to free-flowing water, what you can do is use that, get you some old dirty towels, and you can actually clean your rims with it after you're done washing the entire vehicle, because you definitely do not want to put brake dust or something into your wash solution and then go to washing the vehicle. Also, another safe application is interior. If you're wanting to clean down the interior, all you're gonna do is wring the towel out really, really well. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up washing and drying the rest of this vehicle. In the meantime, if you can, comment below with what you think about the video. Also, we would love your feedback on anything you'd like to see in the future, and be sure to check out our YouTube channel, Facebook, and Instagram. Y'all take care, looking forward to seeing you on the next one.